Hi everybody and welcome back to The Ultimate Fashion History with me, Amanda Halley, and the first in what I'm terming video postcards to you, as part of a series that will be running on the channel over the next 2 weeks called Our Vintage Egyptian Vacation. And I thought it would be kind of cool for the first one to be about the actual trip, both today and in the 1930s. And how travel has changed, and you'll be quite stunned when you see and learn, as I did when I was researching it, just what a drama it was to get from North America to Egypt in the 1930s. So my 24-hour trip with Rupert, it's a drop in the bucket. I also just learned that YouTube have this new feature called Shorts, a bit like TikTok, where you can film something on your phone and upload it directly into the channel. So I might be doing a few of those as part of the Vintage Egyptian Adventure series. So anyway, let's look at how we're getting to Egypt today and how people got to Egypt in the 1930s.
So this is our flight plan, as it were, and it's pretty epic. We fly through the night from Toronto to Heathrow in England, where we have a 5-hour layover, and I certainly intend to be doing some British eating when I'm there, because I haven't set foot in England in about 15 years. Next we fly from Heathrow to Cairo, where we have a short layover, and from there we fly to Luxor. We get in very, very late at night, which is a shame, as we're staying at the legendary Winter Palace for the night. But I promise to get up early the next morning to film as much of it as I can for you for my next video postcard. And at around 11 a.m. we get transferred to the main event, our 5-night, 6-day cruise on the legendary steamship Sudan. Yep, this is the boat that Agatha Christie travelled upon on her honeymoon to Max Mallowan, and where she came up with the idea for Death on the Nile. The cruise goes like this. We go first down the Nile, because the Nile runs backwards, as you know, to Kino, which is in Lower Egypt, even though it's in the north. Very confusing. Taken the sights, sail back to Luxor, taken some more sights, and you'll be taking those sights in with me by way of my video postcards to you, right? And then down to Aswan over the next few days, taking in all the sights, the temples, the tombs, lots of dressing up for dinner, all kinds of great stuff. And we conclude our trip with 3 days at the Sofitel Legend Old Cataract Hotel, which is where Agatha Christie wrote Death on the Nile, and we're hoping to have a tour of the Agatha Christie suite. So that's the trip. And it was all booked through the Très Chic Voyageurs du Monde, and I recommend them very, very highly. Yes, the journey is long. We'll be traveling for over 24 hours, and that's if there's no delays. But considering I want this to be a very vintage adventure, the travel time is truly nothing compared to how long it would have taken to travel from North America to Egypt in the 1930s. First of all, we'd have had to have taken a plane or a train from Toronto to New York, where we would have boarded a huge ocean liner like the Queen Mary to get us to Europe. After docking in Liverpool or Southampton, we'd have had to have made our way to London, and probably had a few days layover there to wait for the train, which for Egypt would most probably have been the Simplon Orient Express, which took 5 days to Istanbul. From there, we'd either take a vessel through the Mediterranean to Cairo, which took 5 or 6 days, or more likely, we'd switch trains in Istanbul and jump on the Taurus Express and travel all through the Middle East down to Cairo, which took about a week. So, compared to our fashionable 1930s counterparts, this 24-hour journey really is nothing.
And also, I should mention that although any big vacation is expensive, it's nothing compared to the cost of a trip down the Nile in the 1930s. It was so expensive. I mean, really, like 5 times more expensive, 6 times more expensive than our trip today, which is why really only the very, very, very rich could do it. Anyway, if you are watching this episode, I am in Egypt, and I'll be back in a few hours, I guess, with the next episode of our vintage, what is it called? I can't even remember what I'm billing it as now. What? Our vintage Egyptian adventure. That's it.